Hey, everybody. It's a beautiful day at Ship, huh?
It is a beautiful day at Ship. Every day's like this at Ship.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Good morning and welcome to the beautiful campus of Shippensburg University. Governor Shapiro, Secretary Mumin, Chairwoman Shapiro, Superintendent August, our great Ship student Lacey Hoover, Chairman Harbach, and our many trustees, Commissioners Ziobrowski and Fashi. We are delighted to have you and to welcome you back to the campus of Shippensburg University. Our guests, whether you're a student, faculty member, or community partner, your presence is appreciated as we come together to celebrate an important moment for the state system of higher education and its many institutions. This year's budget and accompanying legislation represents meaningful action to invest in higher education. Continued historic investment by the Commonwealth ensures that our universities meet the needs of students and employers in innovative ways, enhancing the role universities serve in meeting workforce demands and expanding the value proposition of public higher education. Investment in higher education allows our universities to offer more opportunities for individuals to advance their career prospects right here in Pennsylvania. For example, Shippensburg University's focus on engineering and computer science, teacher education, business and entrepreneurship, logistics and supply chain management, public administration, and social service professions demonstrate our commitment to fill high-demand professions in the Commonwealth. And SHIP's workforce demand programs are designed to provide opportunities for individuals to upskill and to reskill to advance their careers. These programs enable Shippensburg University to remain responsive to the evolving needs of both employees and employers. As university presidents of the state system, we understand that such an investment by the Commonwealth comes with high expectations. I am proud to say the state system is already exceeding those expectations in remarkable ways. Just yesterday, it was announced that Pennsylvania's state system of higher education received the 2024 Exceptional Agency Award from the State Higher Education Executive Officers Association, or SHEO.
That's great.
This prestigious award recognizes higher education agencies across the nation for their innovative policies, practices, and actions that advance student success, that demonstrate exceptional governance, or overcome significant challenges. I'd like to congratulate Chairwoman Shapiro and Chancellor Dan Greenstein and all of our state system administrators, our faculty, our staff on this recognition. I want to specifically today highlight the value of this investment by the Commonwealth in the area of student-teacher stipends. Today's college students often work several part-time jobs to fund their education, and many face food insecurity, an issue we tackle through our food cupboard. The inability to work while engaged in the activity of student teaching creates a significant barrier for students pursuing education as a discipline. The increase in student-teacher stipends reduces these barriers, enabling students to pursue careers in education and to meet critical workforce needs in our schools. Furthermore, the increase in FIA grant funds increased to support disadvantaged student scholarships helps to reduce financial obstacles while addressing additional critical workforce gaps in Pennsylvania. The budget represents more than an investment in education. It represents an investment in the people of Pennsylvania and our shared future. Thank you, Governor Shapiro and members of the General Assembly, for supporting funding to advance the needs of students in the Commonwealth. Now please join me in welcoming the Chairwoman of Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education to the podium, Dr. Cindy Shapiro.
Thank you all so much. Thank you, Dr. Patterson. Thank you, Governor. It is so wonderful to be here today. What a beautiful, beautiful day. And I'm going to pile on a little, so you'll forgive me. Today, we are here to celebrate a huge milestone for higher education, access and affordability, but not only in Pennsylvania, nationally as well. With the leadership of our governor and the strong support of our General Assembly and other important stakeholders, Pennsylvania has passed a package of bills that not only provide investment in our community colleges and PASHE and our other institutions, but also path-breaking reform in our higher education coordination, alignment, and funding based on desired outcomes. So after decades of wringing our hands at Pennsylvania's lowly national status on so many metrics related to higher education costs, accessibility, and funding, with the governor and the legislature's package of reforms, we're out in front and we are getting noticed nationally. The broad recognition is great, but what is really significant is the template for higher education, especially public higher education, that we are building and that I think will be emulated nationally around the country. And Governor Shapiro was out in front on this, laying the stake in the ground in his first and then his second budget address for the state to produce and implement a blueprint for higher education. It was a challenge that was thrown down. And how did it get done? Through incredible leadership and a process that thoughtfully, interactively, but efficiently and methodically pulled together leaders across the higher education, political, business, and other key sectors. And it shows that when different stakeholders are brought together and consistently reminded of the North Star, which is quality and affordable higher education that is aligned with workforce needs, Pennsylvanians can put aside political and parochial perspectives and produce a blueprint to reform the state. So my 5-year-old grandson used to say to me, "What is your superpower?" And he would ask me what I thought his superpower was. And, you know, we would have some discussion about that. But it's clear that our superpower here in this state is the passion, dedication, and incredible smarts of so many people rowing in the same direction to achieve something truly great. So thank you, Governor, and everybody here for what's been achieved and what will be achieved. In addition to funding and increased scholarships and grants to deserving students, I am most excited about a State Board of Higher Education that will pull together the community colleges with PASHE and other sectors of higher education, and it will be able to work together in a strategic and a collaborative process so that our institutions do continue to meet workforce needs and serve as the economic driver of the Commonwealth for generations to come. And Dr. Patterson, I'm not going to reiterate, I had in my notes to reiterate some of the other wonderful aspects of the reform package. I don't think I need to. I have a feeling other people will as well. So I will close again by just thanking everybody here, particularly the governor. We're so thrilled to be here. And now I'd like to introduce the Secretary of Education, Dr. Mumin.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cindy.
This is a great day today, and I'm trying to stay in control as I join you today. I am Secretary Khalid Mumin, and I am a happy SHIP alumni, class of 1995. And also, because we're doing some piling on here, I am a Highest Award winner here at Shippensburg University. So these investments and the commitment that Governor Shapiro has made, it's extremely personal to me. And since taking office, Governor Shapiro was extremely clear that he expected the Department of Education to take the bold steps needed to reimagine education in the Commonwealth from pre-K to post-secondary. As public stewards and servants of education here in the Commonwealth, we are working each day to shape public policy and drive strategic investments and resources where they need to go. Governor Shapiro started a deep conversation about higher education in his first budget address, and then he made it a priority again. He tasked us at PDE to bring folks together, gather feedback from stakeholders, the workforce, students, higher education leaders, and legislators. And that's exactly what we did. We brought on the incredible Dr. Kate Shaw.
Yes.
To lead this higher education initiative. And I must say, since we're at Shippensburg, I will share some of my secret sauce.
Oh boy.
And some of my secret sauce relies in my SHIP alumni. And with us today, Julie Kane is here. Policy director and SHIP alumni. Also a very prominent person on my team who's not here today, Stephen Latanishin, SHIP alumni, director of government relationships. And also another one of my personnel members who's not here today, my special assistant, Kathy Hall, who is class of 97, I believe. With that said, as a team, we held over 100 meetings with a broad range of stakeholders, and we brought everyone together to the table, collaborating, working together to build a higher education blueprint that creates access and affordability. Now, with the governor's budget, we're going to, that was signed and the works that's in progress, and for the first time in decades, we're building a stronger higher education system, one that will be better coordinated to meet Pennsylvania's needs long-term, while also making higher education more affordable for students. So I'm going to go into some of the investments very quickly, and then I'm going to move aside. This budget provides critical increases to our community colleges and PASHE institutions, including a $15.7 million increase for community colleges and a $35.1 million increase for PASHE schools. We're making higher education more affordable for students by delivering more than $120 million in increased funding for scholarships. I repeat, we are delivering more than $120 million in increased funding for scholarships and grants for our students. This budget also creates a new state board of higher education that will, for the first time, coordinate between every sector of higher education in Pennsylvania and use student-level data to determine what's working and what's not. This new board will ensure higher education in Pennsylvania works, meeting critical workforce needs and serving as an economic driver for the future of Pennsylvania. I know that together, we can make an impact on our learners today, tomorrow, and for future generations to come. It's a pleasure to be here at Shippensburg today, and I believe it's just not by happenstance that we are here. This is a model that we want to uplift, not only throughout our PASHE system, but as said earlier, we're talking about this is a national footprint that we are embarking on. So I thank you so much for your attention today, and it feels so good to be back home. And at this time, I would like to welcome to the podium Superintendent August.
Good job, Secretary.
Good morning. I am Bill August, Superintendent of Shippensburg Area School District and proud Shippensburg University alumni. It is my pleasure to attend today's event and to offer some brief remarks on the impact of the governor's work with the state legislators to support not only higher education, but also public education as well. It's a simple truth that quality teachers are the secret sauce to educational success. And I promise you, we did not collaborate on that phrase. None of the positive outcomes we want for our students as a district, a community, or a commonwealth happen without having great teachers in front of our kids. Public schools like mine absolutely depend on the pipeline of new teachers that distinguished schools like Shippensburg University provide to us. Shippensburg Area School District certainly benefits from our proximity to and our relationships with Shippensburg U and the other PASHE schools. But even with these advantages, we and many other districts are still struggling to meet our hiring needs. Governor Shapiro's prioritization of funding for higher education is exactly what is needed to help us with this problem, and its impact goes beyond just the institutions themselves. Additionally, this administration's outside-the-box thinking in instituting stipends for student teachers and then doubling the amount to $20 million can only help to encourage an even greater number of talented young people to consider a career in the classroom. My understanding from last year was that this program was so popular that the original $10 million was claimed within just a few days. Yeah. It is truly a game changer for those students who work in our schools. Part of Shippensburg Area School District's mission statement speaks to helping our students define their talents. This is something we strive to do on a daily basis. The thing about talent is, as businesswoman Layla Yana noted, talent may be equally distributed, but opportunity is not. The governor's budget opens the door of opportunity wider by providing significant increases in available resources to make college more attainable for all students in Pennsylvania. Districts like mine prepare students for the workforce, military, or higher education, and then those students and institutions have the resources provided to them from the state to accomplish their goals. That's what's supposed to happen, and when it does, everybody wins. Efforts like this don't happen by chance. It takes a fair amount of courage, persistence, and compromise at all levels to get it done. And I'm grateful for the leadership and vision that has been provided by the individuals present here today and across the state to make it happen. Thank you very much, and it's my pleasure to introduce Lacey Hoover, a Shippensburg Greyhound, who I think you're going to find is an amazing example of what our systems can produce. So thank you.
Go get him, Lacey.
Thank you for the introduction. Good morning and welcome to Shippensburg University. My name is Lacey Hoover. I'm a rising junior in the teacher education department. I'm a middle-level education major with a dual concentration in math and science, and a minor in sustainability. Thank you. During my time at Shippensburg, I was a student lead for our aspiring Teachers and Counselors Summit Committee and the secretary of our CMLA club. I have a passion for teaching others, and I am following my dreams right now at SHIP to become a future educator. And I'm thrilled to hear that Governor Shapiro is making it easier and more affordable for pre-service teachers like me to take advantage of Pennsylvania's higher education system. I was asked to speak about the opportunities that grants and funding offer future educators. This money is vital to making these careers a possibility for people like me. It ensures our classrooms are staffed by trained, dedicated, and talented educators for years to come. Through my work with the Aspiring Teachers and Counselors Summit on campus, we brought in high school students who are considering a future as educators. Local students told us that they wanted teachers who showed compassion and empathy, as well as the ability to answer their every question. The possibility of student teaching stipends has a huge impact on pre-service teachers. The governor actually doubled the investment this year, making $20 million available so that student teachers can get paid while they're honoring their craft. This stipend makes higher education more attainable to us as students. The support from the governor means more opportunities for future educators and for our students. I would like to thank you all for your time and would like to introduce Governor Josh Shapiro to the podium.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Lacey. What's up, Ship? How's everybody doing today? Hey, Lacey, let me tell you, we are all so proud of you, if you can't tell. And you are a model of what we are trying to invest in, believe in, and build more of here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We appreciate you, Lacey. Thank you. Thank you. President Patterson, thank you for welcoming me back to SHIP. I came today really just to find the statue to Dr. Mumin that I understand has been erected here. I don't know if you can show me where that is, but I want to say thank you to everybody here at SHIP for warmly, I mean literally warmly, welcoming us back, and for as wonderful as President Patterson is. I know he would join me in acknowledging the true energy behind this place in addition to our students, and that is the faculty and staff here at SHIP who do an amazing job every day. And I got to give a special shout out to our union leaders who are here, who I know represent so many of the wonderful people that work here from APSCUF and AFSCME. We are thankful to you. Thank you. And I must say that the work you do every day, the dedication that you show, puts our young people on a path to opportunity and success right here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I know we are also grateful for the outstanding leadership of the PASHE Board of Governors, led by Cindy Shapiro, who does an outstanding job as our board chair. Cindy, thank you very, very much. Listen, I firmly believe that every Pennsylvanian deserves the freedom to chart their own course and the opportunity to succeed. And I know there are many paths to success here in the Commonwealth and all across this country. Some folks will choose to go into the military. Some will choose to go into a union apprenticeship program and work with their hands. Some will choose to go straight into the workforce. And yes, some will choose to go to great colleges like Shippensburg University. I think it's critically important that we respect all pathways of opportunity, all pathways of success. And that is exactly what we are doing by investing in each and every one of those pathways here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. But really, over the last 3 decades, what we've seen in this Commonwealth, in the legislature in Harrisburg, has actually been a game of disinvesting from higher education. And because of that, our Commonwealth has sadly been playing a game of subtraction when it comes to higher education, subtracting resources, subtracting services, subtracting access for all Pennsylvanians. And as a result of that, over the last 30 years, we have seen enrollment decline, and we've seen the cost of attending Pennsylvania colleges and universities skyrocket. Pennsylvanians deserve better than that. So, in my first budget, just a few months after taking the oath of office to lead this great Commonwealth, I stood before a divided General Assembly, Democrat and Republican alike, and to the people of Pennsylvania, I said, it is time that we do something about this. Let's reimagine higher education. Let's stop playing a game of subtraction and start playing a game of addition. I directed our great Secretary of Education, Dr. Khalid Mumin, and his team at the Department of Education, led by Deputy Secretary Kate Shaw, to bring together higher education leaders from all across Pennsylvania to finally have this conversation after 30 years of ignoring the reality before us. Dr. Shaw and her team at the Department of Education spent a year listening to stakeholders and higher ed leaders and lawmakers and labor leaders and especially students like Lacey. And with that feedback, we built a blueprint focused on 3 key goals in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. First, reinvesting in higher education. Second, making college more affordable for all students. No matter what you look like, where you come from, we want to make sure that that access is real. And third, increasing coordination between our colleges and universities to ensure that our higher ed system is meeting critical state goals, like, for example, graduating enough students like Lacey to fill the workforce gaps that are so absolutely critical in this Commonwealth. We brought Republicans and Democrats alike together. We put all ideas on the table to build on that blueprint. And this bill that I'm about to sign is the result of that. Because in this first budget, since that process began, we made the first significant progress on higher education in 30 years here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Let me tell you a little bit about that progress we made. First, we are creating a state board of higher education to coordinate higher ed in Pennsylvania, collect real data about what is working and what's not. I'm a data-oriented person. If it's working, we got to double down. If it's not working, we need to go in another direction. And we need to tie the work that is happening here on our campuses directly to the workforce needs across Pennsylvania so that our colleges and universities become the economic engines of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania once again. That board, second, will establish a council and put in place performance-based funding formulas for our state-related universities so that taxpayers, even those taxpayers who aren't attending those colleges and universities, will know that we will be achieving better outcomes all across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Third, we are increasing our investment in PASHE schools and community colleges by just over 6% this year so they can continue to do the hard work of creating opportunity for our students. Fourth, we are committing more resources to college scholarships than ever before to make college more affordable and accessible and encourage students to attend high-demand careers like education so we can have more people like Lacey in our classrooms. We're investing more state funds than ever before in nursing apprenticeships. And we saw how many people, as you heard before, applied last year when we finally made student-teacher stipends available for the first time. 4,000 people applied in just the first few hours. And in addition to APSCUF and AFSCME, who are represented here today, I have to give a special thanks to PFT and PSEA for their extraordinary advocacy in this space. We appreciate them very, very much. Remember, I said we follow the data. Well, we follow the data and we listen to these aspiring teachers. And in this budget, we doubled down on our investment in student-teacher stipends. Look, this is a big deal by investing in the future of this Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and in teachers like Lacey. It's a big deal for Shippensburg, who deserve the freedom to chart their own course and the opportunity to succeed people like Lacey do. These changes deliver real opportunity for all students that walk through these doors and others like it across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Because we know when you walk through these doors here at SHIP, you are now part of contributing to the success of our Commonwealth in the years to come. Look, here in Pennsylvania, we have shown that we can come together and get stuff done for the good people of Pennsylvania. Listen, we are the only state in the entire nation with a divided legislature. Think about that for a second. Senate led by Republicans, House led by Democrats. In these politically polarized times, where a lot of people shun the idea of compromise, we are showing how compromise leads to progress for all Pennsylvanians, bringing people together to move the ball down the field. And listen, throughout this process, we all had to give a little bit. And we all had to stay focused on our common goal, which is serving the good people of Pennsylvania. But by moving past the partisan politics here in Pennsylvania, by having real conversations with folks who are invested in the success of places like Shippensburg, then we can get good things done and we can make positive change and we can ensure progress and prosperity for the next generation here in Pennsylvania. I said it before, this is the first significant progress on higher education in 3 decades. We should be proud of that. And you all should be proud of the bipartisan group of lawmakers who came together to get this done. And I want you to know, this isn't the only problem we solved after generations ignoring other issues in this Commonwealth. Think about this. We provided the largest targeted tax cut for seniors in nearly 2 decades. Democrats and Republicans talked about it in the halls of power and didn't do anything for 20 years. We got that done. Think about this. Following a court ruling that said that our K-12 education system was literally unconstitutional because we weren't investing enough and we weren't driving dollars out to the districts that need it most, we brought Democrats and Republicans together for the first time in a long time and not only invested in unprecedented new $1.1 billion in our K-12 system, but importantly, for the first time, we have a formula that's driving those dollars out to the kids that need it most across Pennsylvania, answering the call from the court and answering to the voices of the people of Pennsylvania who have righteously been demanding change in our public education system for too long. We got that done together. We've solved other problems too. For too long, our state police were competing with our infrastructure needs, where building a bridge was literally coming out of the same fund that funded our state police. We decoupled that, and we've invested more in the state police and more in infrastructure because we came together, Democrat and Republican alike, and we solved a major problem. We listened for decades to the public defenders across Pennsylvania who said, hey, what about us? We were one of only 2 states in the whole nation that weren't funding indigent defense and public defenders. We got that done, not once, but twice. We've got a long way to go, but we solved another problem in our criminal justice system. Listen, my administration, we're going to keep on taking on the status quo. We're going to keep on solving problems. We're going to keep on bringing Democrats and Republicans together and focus on 3 simple letters in the alphabet every single day. GSD. Get stuff done. And that is what we're here to celebrate today. And so, with that, I'm going to sign this bill. And then I assume Lacey will come back up here and answer all your questions, if that's okay. Come on, gang, let's do this. Just fill in behind him. Lacey, you come right next to me. Mr. President, come over here.
You're going to have to put the president right in between you. There you go.
Ready? All right. Okay. Mr. President, that is for you. We are grateful for the way SHIP has shown us the way in this. Thank you very, very much. That's it.
We get SHIP done.
There you go. All right. I think so, yeah. I will take a few questions from the media here. Yes.
Governor, can you address the reports that you're on a short list of candidates for the VP job that the Harris campaign has reached out to vet?
Let me say this. Vice President Harris is an extraordinary nominee for our party, and she will be the 47th President of the United States, and I'm going to work my tail off for her. The Vice President now has an incredibly important and deeply personal decision to make, similar to the decision that then candidate Biden made when he chose her to be his running mate. A decision on who's best to partner, who's best to help lead the country forward, who's best to campaign with to ensure that we defeat Donald Trump and his extremism. The Vice President Harris, should make that decision free from any political pressure. It is her decision to make. She'll make it on the timeline that she so chooses. And she will, I assume, like she does every decision she makes, make it in the best interests of the American people.
Governor, you are on a short list. Can you tell us what it's like for you and your family to be there? I know we don't know what she's going to.
I don't know what list I'm on. I'm just here at Shippensburg celebrating the incredible. I'm going to take my coat off because I feel like I'm going to be stuck up here for a while, and it's getting warm. You know, I'm here celebrating the important work that we've done, the way that we have brought Democrats and Republicans together to accomplish something really meaningful, something that for 30 years the Commonwealth hasn't been able to do. So to answer your question, I'm focused on doing my work. I'm focused on the political task at hand, which is to defeat Donald Trump. Listen, Donald Trump brings chaos to everything he does. Think about it. I was Attorney General when he was president before. I spent more time with my team in court trying to protect people's rights because Donald Trump was trying to rip them away. Sadly, he was successful. He ripped away the rights of millions of women to be able to make decisions over their own body. And by the way, if he's returned to the White House, I'm sure he and Vance will try and pass a national ban. That's dangerous. Donald Trump has said he wants to take away health care from 1.2 million Pennsylvanians. He favors less freedom, not more. Kamala Harris, you know, I've known her 20 years, just about 20 years. She is tough as nails. She doesn't suffer fools. Like me, she's been a prosecutor. She stood up for the rule of law, and she has always stood for the people. Donald Trump has spent a career screwing over people. And I'm going to do everything in my power as the governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to stand up to his extremism and to deny him the keys to the White House once again. I'm focused on doing my work. I'm here doing it, and that's all I'm focused on. Yes.
Complete your term.
Have you received or submitted any vetting materials to the Harris campaign?
I have not.
Shapiro, you say that Kamala Harris is definitely bringing a lot to the top of that ticket. Regardless of you, what does she need to be looking for in a vice president to win over the majority of Americans for November?
That's a deeply personal decision for her to make. Listen, she went through that process with then candidate Biden. She has done that job incredibly well. She has served honorably as vice president, and she is absolutely ready to serve as president today, tomorrow, and well into the future. She will make a determination as to what she needs next to her, by her side, working with her every day to stand up for the American people and support them.
Governor. On Donald Trump. Do you have any comment on Secret Service Director Kimberly Sheetal stepping down today?
I heard the news that she stepped down. It's the right thing to do. I mean, there were obviously incredible failures at the farm show in Butler. There are many investigations going on, and those investigations need to unearth where those failures were so that any protectee is ensured the absolute top level of protection going forward. That was a failure in Butler. Thank God the former president was not assassinated. Sadly, we lost one Pennsylvanian, Corey Comprador, who is an extraordinary man, someone I've gotten to know now through his wife and his daughters. I feel privileged that they have shared with me so much about the wonderful life he lived as a firefighter, as a churchgoer, as a community activist, and yes, as an avid supporter of the former president. Corey was engaged in civic life. That's a good thing. We should all be engaged in civic life. And of course, we continue to pray for the two Pennsylvanians who were wounded that day, who were in critical condition and now understand in more stable condition. What happened in Butler was an absolute failure, and there needs to be answers as to what went wrong, and I think her resignation is an important step in that process.
Governor, for clarification on her question, did you say that no paperwork has been submitted to vet you as a vice presidential candidate? There's reporting out there that suggests otherwise, and that's why I'm asking.
I just answered you, yeah.
Okay. So you weren't asked to submit paperwork.
How many times are we going to ask the same question? I was not asked, and I have not submitted paperwork.
Okay.
Does that answer your question clearly?
That question. And then regards to what you were talking about.
Y'all can jump in here anytime you want here. Come on, Dr. Shaw. Yes?
With regard to your comments that you made about getting stuff done, there was an ad that ran in the Washington Post, as well as one that ran in the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, by the Commonwealth Foundation, saying that you are the anti-GSD governor, and just wanted to let you respond to that.
Oh, come on. Those folks have spent years and millions of dollars attacking me. They don't really have any credibility. Look, let's examine our record. I am literally the only governor in the nation with a divided legislature. And even with that, we've been able to pass historic criminal justice reform. Even with that, we've been able to now successfully pass two budgets that invest in public education at historic levels, that invest in public safety at historic levels, that finally put us on the map on economic development for the first time really in generations. We have managed, despite the political noise out there, to bring Democrats and Republicans together to get meaningful stuff done. I think literally last week I must have signed close to 30 bills into law, the product of bipartisan compromise. I'm going to continue to do my job, bringing people together to get stuff done and ignoring the noise of partisans who seek to only inject more division into our conversations.
On the eve of this event, talking about a new chapter for higher education, the chancellor of the state system, of course, announced he's stepping down.
Yeah.
What should we make of that, and is that a setback to this new
No,
project?
I think it is a personal decision for Dan. He's done an outstanding job. We are grateful for his service. I'll have more to say about his service as we approach his retirement. I have all the confidence in the world that Cindy Shapiro will put together a process, and I believe it will be a national search process, to bring in a new chancellor to lead us forward. But I'm really grateful to Dan for his leadership. He's done a really nice job.
Governor, did the new State Board of Higher Ed accomplish what you wanted to get done?
It sure did. It creates a level of coordination between the colleges and universities. It allows us to share data. It allows us to put a better product out there for students, to learn from one another, to not have our institutions competing with one another, but rather working collaboratively. This was both a collaborative process in the legislature to find the best ideas, and now I think we have the opportunity for great collaboration with our higher ed institutions going forward. Thank you all for being with us today at SHIP, okay? Thank you, everybody.